Hi, my name is Anton, welcome to my take. Today I'm talking about The Jungle Book. A well-known story, but in case you don't know, it's about a little boy who finds himself in the jungle being raised by the wolves, learning the wolf ways and trying to be a wolf. But he is a man, and a big part of the story is about his identity as a human child, or as they call him, cub, trying to fit into the wolf society and a larger jungle community, but on his terms, not as a wolf, but as a human. He makes some animal friends along the way, some animal enemies too, and might I say, the animal enemy that he made is like the baddest dude in town, and he wants him gone. Not just gone, like dead. Coming into this film, I was a little concerned because this story has been told a number of times, and so in order to stand on its own, it would have to have something fresh and new to offer, and I wasn't sure if it would do that, but yes, it did. It's a Disney film, but it's not an animation. Everything is CGI'd, however, it's CGI'd to perfection. It's absolutely impeccable. I couldn't tell that it's not the real jungle that they're in. We got there, folks. The technology got to a point where you can't tell anymore if it's real or if it's fake. And you can't even call it fake at that point. It's art. That's what it is. It's art. So, the movie is rated PG, but it is kind of brutal. I feel like it's really pushing the definition of PG, because there's some animals that end up dead. I gotta give kudos to the kid who is the lead. He effectively carries this movie, because there are some really awesome supporting characters, don't get me wrong, but it's like a 7-year-old kid who has to pretend that this whole world exists around him and just staring into a camera, making everyone believe that that's what's happening. He did a good job. Supporting actors, though, they're voice actors, and they are tremendous. Bill Murray, we got Christopher Walken, we got Idris Elba. Bill Murray's character, Baloo, is really interesting in this film because on the one hand, he's sort of like a con artist who doesn't really give a damn about much of anything, but on the other hand, he's like an avuncular figure who deeply cares about this kid, Mowgli, and the relationship that they develop is really beautiful and genuine. And then Bagheera the panther assumes something of a parental role, even though the kid already has a mother who is a wolf. So it's like a very complicated family with a lot of species in it, but very interesting relationships explored in depth and with a lot of insight. The singing in this movie I did enjoy. What I did find a bit awkward is some of the transitions that they've chosen to use as a foray into the singing. Felt a little bit unnatural, but once it was on, it was on, it was fun. The villain in this movie is like a terrifying sociopathic beast. If I were a kid watching this movie, it would scar me a little, and yeah, it does harken back a bit to the Scar character from Lion King. The movie was an enthralling action-adventure ride, and it was difficult not to fall in love with the characters. Every one of them seems to have dimensions, and we have even witnessed growth, so it's a real pleasure to watch. As far as what I didn't enjoy was the interaction with Kaa, which is Python or Anaconda, played by Scarlett Johansson, and it seemed like a real departure from everything else going on in the movie. It wasn't done poorly, it was done rather well, but it seemed out of place. And I think it could have been better integrated if the snake had more of a role in the movie, but that wasn't the case. And then of course there's a nostalgic element to this movie where if you've read the books or seen the previous incarnations of this film, it's gonna hit you in the feels. And it did that for me, and it did it effectively, even though, despite the fact that I'm familiar with the story, it had more to add to the narrative, it had more dimensions to it. And so to me, that was a 9 out of 10. I think it's pretty much as good a film as you can have in this genre. I like the acting, I like the singing, I like the story, I like the characters. It was well executed, it was fun. And I do recommend you watch it. That was my take. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.